I'm with Phyllis Nichols from the Knoxville Area Urban League. Phyllis, tell us about yourself.
Oh, I'm a native Tennessean. I like to share with people that I was born in Mountain City. I grew up in Kingsport. I was educated in Johnson City and Knoxville, and I'm a true Tennessean.
For those of you that don't know, Mountain City is about as far east as you get in Tennessee. I was talking about from Mountain City to Memphis.
Most people have no idea where Mountain City is. And actually, for most people in Johnson County, they probably like it that way.
That's probably true. We spent a little time up there myself. My wife is from the Johnson City area,
okay.
In the Tri-Cities there, and she graduated from ETSU as well. Was that your school?
Yes, ETSU, and that is where I got two things. I got my undergraduate degree, and I also met my husband, Jim. He went and graduated from ETSU as well.
Tell us about the Urban League as a national organization, please.
As a national organization, the Urban League was founded in 1909 in New York City to help African Americans who were leaving the agrarian South to move to the industrial North. And why would they do that? Jobs. And so there had to be a system, a connection, a way to assist folks to get jobs. If you've never had a job, how do you apply? How do you get one? And so the Urban League was started to do two things, to help folks find jobs, but as you moved to the city, you had to have a place to live. We focus still on jobs and housing.
What about the local Urban League, the Knoxville Area Urban League?
The Urban League was chartered here in Knoxville through the great civil rights leader, Whitney M. Young, Jr. At that time, he was the president and CEO of our national organization. He recruited a young man to come to Knoxville to establish the affiliate here. His name was Woodrow Z. Wilson, Jr. And Mr. Wilson uprooted his young family, and they all moved to Knoxville. His family stayed here and prospered. And many of you may know his daughter, Vice Mayor Gwen McKenzie.
You said initially the National Urban League's mission was to help African Americans who were migrating from the agrarian South to the industrial North. How has your mission changed in the years since then?
When the urban leagues were developing all across the country, they mainly were in larger cities that had industrial or manufacturing where people could get jobs. But with the Civil Rights Act of 1964, then urban leagues were needed mainly in the South, so that employment opportunities were available to everyone. And so when I'm telling this story, I always ask people, why do you think the Urban League was chartered in Knoxville? And they go, oh, I don't know. And if you think in the context of the Civil Rights Act of '64, which prohibited discrimination in employment if you receive federal funding, you only have to recall three big entities in this area: University of Tennessee, TVA, and all things Oak Ridge. And so the Urban League became the bridge. We became the place where African Americans, mainly in '68, came trying to get an entrance into employment. The Urban League was very successful, and that's why we continue to have strong relationships with our corporate partners and our institutional partners. You ask, what has changed? Our mission has not changed, because our mission is to help people who have been discriminated against, or who have been marginalized, or who are disadvantaged, and who are not able to seize the real opportunity and promise of America. Now, who has changed? The demographics of the Urban League in 1968 were 100% African American. Today we serve about 11,000 people a year, and 66% of them are African Americans. And it's not just focused on African Americans, it's to all who come to us for help. But usually there's an underlying issue on why people need us to advocate and to serve them.
What are some of the things that you all do in your programming?
So we stand on what we call four opportunity pillars. Number one, we believe that every child in America should have access to a public education that is equitable and that is excellent. From there, our pillar is workforce development. People have to be retooled and retrained. And sometimes, even though there are programs out there, not everyone knows about the program or everyone has access to entrance. We want to make sure that everybody has access to affordable, safe housing. And we want our clients to be prepared on the financial responsibilities of home ownership. Our fourth pillar is entrepreneurship. The Urban League has capital to bring to this community. We do not give out grants. We give out small business loans, and we partner with those. If we can do a business loan, a micro loan from anywhere from $500 to $5,000, but we also can lend up to $250,000 depending on the business and all that. And it takes more than a business plan.
You're speaking my language about entrepreneurship and workforce development. One of the issues that we've actually worked on together is transportation. Yes. Sometimes people don't live where the jobs are. Actually helping companies figure out a way to provide some transportation for people that might live in this area. Can you talk about how that's going, please?
Well, we have long promoted that our public transportation is not public, meaning that does it really serve the needs of citizens within Knoxville and Knox County? And as employers have, gone to the further reaches of the county, we have many folks who want those jobs who do not have access to transportation to get there. And so we've been working with your office and the chamber and some other people on how do we get people to those jobs. And public transportation is one step, because people still in this area want to own their own car. But what we hope, getting people this transportation to a job puts them on a path that they determine their own self-sufficiency. We have to understand that there might be an investment on the front end, but as people become wage and salary earners, they spend their money and sales taxes come back to us, and it is still, Mayor, it is still the American dream that people want to own their plot of land and a home. We see that all the time. Every month in our first-time homebuyers class, we ask about the dream and for people to visualize what their house looks like, and nobody has a problem doing that.
We live in a world now of computers and smartphones, of connectivity. How are y'all helping in that area?
We have 2 computer labs here at the Urban League, and we started people with wherever they are, and a lot of people will come to the Urban League and not have an appropriate email address, not have a resume. We take great pride in meeting with individuals where they are. There's not a cookie cutter approach, because we've never seen the gingerbread man walk in our door. So we don't use that approach. And we have to help those first-time home buyers who still have worked and saved and make sure that they make wise decisions.
We live in a very divided world right now. If you could do one thing that would bring people together and make everybody realize that we really are in this thing together, what would that be?
I think it's the understanding of the situations that other people are in. Some kind of empathy that not everybody has had the same opportunities that you've had. And I think if we could see other people as human beings and not the they and the we, that would be my hope.
I think the most important thing that you all offer, in addition to the programming that you do, in addition to the help, is hope. So I so much appreciate the work that you personally do and the work that the Urban League does in providing skills, training, all these other things, but also in providing people with hope.
Thank you.
Thanks.